Hello everyone. Good morning all of you. Welcome to you all in today's 7th online session of chapter number 4. And the name of our chapter number 4 is Tick Tick Tick. Now today we are going to study conversion of all the units as well as some word problem regarding clock and regarding calendar. And before this thing we revise our previous knowledge. Let us see. In this chapter, we are studied many different units regarding clock and regarding calendar. Let us revise that all units. As we know already, a period of 100 years is known as century. So we can say that 1 century is equal to 100 years. Then after the period of 10 years is known as decade. So we say that 1 decade is equal to 10 years. Then after in a 1 year 12 months are there. So 1 year is equal to 12 months. In a 1 year there are 52 weeks. So we can say that 1 year is equal to 52 weeks. Then in a 1 year there are 365 days. But this 365 days in a normal year. But if there is a leap year, then in leap year how many days are there? In a leap year 366 days are there. In a 1 month 30 or 31 days except February. In a 1 week 7 days are there. In a 1 day 24 hours are there. In a 1 hour 60 minutes are there. And in a 1 minute 60 seconds are there. So we can say that 1 day is equal to 24 hours. Then 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And also we can say that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Now you have to remember these all units as well as you have to remember one another thing, that is the table. Here we have to learn only and only two table, and this table of 24 and 60. Why we have to remember this table? Because when we have to do the conversion, at that time these tables are very necessary. So learn this table of 24 and 60. Now let us see conversion. Here we have to convert into hours. See, 6 days. Here I am giving you days and you have to convert these days into hours. So, whenever you have to convert anything, you have to use always unitary method. And what is unitary method? From the beginning of this fourth standard in our from the first chapter we studied unitary method. Let us revise. Here I am giving days to you and you have to convert these days into hours. So the things which given that you have to write down on left hand side and the things which you have to find out that you have to write down on right hand side. So see here what I am given to you, days, and you have to convert these days into hours. So we have to find out hours. So just write down days in left hand side and hours on right hand side. And as per the units, we know that 1 day is equal to how many hours? 24 hours are there. So just write down there 1 day is equal to 24 hours. Now you have to convert 6 days. So 6 days is equal to question mark. In this chapter, when you have to convert units, you have to write down first our formula, and our formula is 1 day is equal to 24 hours. In all the conversion of this chapter, first you have to write down formula. So here the number which written in the cross, do the multiplication. So here we have to do the multiplication of 6 and 24. Now the things which is remaining, just write down in the division. So here we have to do the multiplication of 24 and 6. So 24 multiplied by 6, and in the division we have to write down 1. And as we know that 24 6 are 144. So 144 hours, that is our answer. Now see another example. Again in this we have to convert into hours. 3 days and 5 hours. So the same thing. First you have to convert days. So days we have to write down left hand side, and hours we have to write down on right hand side. Our formula is 1 day is equal to 24 hours. And how many days given is the question? 3 days. So 3 days is equal to question mark. Just do the multiplication of 3 and 24, and in the division just write down 1. So our answer is 24 multiplied by 3 divided by 1. And as you know already, 24 threes are 72 hours. Now you see, we convert these days into hours. So we can say that 3 days is equal to 72 hours. But after that they were given also another hours to you. So just do the addition of 72 and 5. So we can say that 72 hours plus 5 hours is equal to 77 hours. Let us see one another conversion. Here we have to convert into minute, and the given thing is 2 hours. When we have to convert hours into minute, which formula we have to use? We have to use the formula is 1 hour is equal to 60 minute. So here hour is given. So we have to write down hour on left hand side, and the minute we have to find out. Therefore, we have to write down minute on right hand side. So we can say that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So 2 hours is equal to question mark. As per the rule, the things which is given in the cross, do the multiplication. So here you have to do the multiplication of 2 and 60. And the thing which is remaining, that you have to write down in the division. So 1 we have to write down in the division. So here we can say that 2 multiplied by 60 divided by 1. So is equal to 120 minutes. See one another question. 3 hours and 35 minutes. Again here we have to write down 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So 3 hours is equal to question mark. Now do the multiplication of 3 and 60. So 3 multiplied by 60, and the number which is remaining, that we have to write down in the division. So 1 we have to write down in the division. So we can say that 60 multiplied by 3 divided by 1. So your answer is 180 minutes. Now you see, in question again they were given minutes to you. So you just do the addition of this both minutes. 180 minutes plus 35 minutes. So the answer is 215 minutes. Now let us see one another conversion. Here we have to convert into days and hours. Your question is 425 hours. In this I am giving hours to you, and you have to convert these hours into days. So in which formula days and hours comes brought together. So we can say that one day is equal to 24 hours. Here given thing is hours, so we write down first hours and then we write down days. So 24 hours is equal to one day. So 425 hours is equal to question mark. So do the multiplication of 425 multiplied by 1 divided by 24. Now see, just do the division of 425 divided by 24. So when we divide this both number, you got the quotient 17 as well as the remainder 17. So this quotient is known as your days and your remainder is known as hours. It is not necessary when you are converting any units, any small units into big units or big units into small units, your remainder is 0. It is not necessary. If you are getting some remainder, then it is your smallest unit. So here you just see, here we have to convert hours into days. So this 17 is known as your days and another 17 that is in your remainder that is known as your hours. So we can say that 14, 17 days and 17 hours. Let us see one another conversion. Convert into hours and minute, and here I am giving minutes to you. So in which formula minutes and hours comes brought together? We can say that 60 minute is equal to 1 hour. And here minute is given, so we have to write down first minute and then we have to write down hour. So write down minutes on left hand side and write down hours on right hand side. 60 minute is equal to 1 hour. So they were given 3230 minutes is equal to question mark. Do the multiplication, the number which written in the cross. So here you have to just do the multiplication of 3230 divided by 60. Do the division. When you are doing the division of 3230 divided by 60, also you get some quotient and remainder. So, in this hours and minute, which unit is big? Yes, hour is big. So, 53 is known as hours and this 5050 remainder is known as minutes. So, your answer is 53 hours and 5050 minutes. Let us see some word problem. Mahesh travelled 6 hours and 25 minutes by one bus and 3 hours 45 minutes by another bus. How much time did he travel in all? So here you can see that Mahesh traveled from one place to another place, and in this place he changed two bus. In a first bus he traveled 6 hours and 25 minutes, and in another one he traveled 3 hours and 45 minutes. So just do write down hours and minutes and the statement. In a word problem, compulsory you have to write down the statement. So 6 hours 25 minutes that is traveled by first bus plus 3 hours 25 minutes 45 minutes traveled by second bus. Do the addition of first minute. So 5 plus 5 10, 0, 1 carry. 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 1 7. 70 minutes and 9 hours. This is the total time taken. But we know that in a 1 hour there are only 60 minutes. In our answer you get 70 minutes. It is possible in a 1 hour 70 minutes are there? No, it is not possible. So what you have to do? You have to minus 60 minutes. And this 60 minute is known as 1 hour. So you just do the subtraction of 60 minutes from 70 because we know that in a 1 hour there are only 60 minutes. So our minute is larger. Our minute is bigger. So from the minute we have to subtract 60. And when we subtract this 60 minutes, at that time we have to add 1 in hours. Why we have to add 1 in hours? Because we know that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So this 60 minutes directly convert into hours. Therefore, when you get when you get extra minutes, at that time you just do the subtract that minute from minutes and at the same time you have to add 1 in the hour. So 70 minus 60, that is the 10, and 9 plus 1, it is also known as 10. So how much time did he travel in all? So we can say that he traveled 10 hours and 10 minutes in all. Let us see one another. A bus leaves Delhi for Faridabad at 10 a.m. and it takes 2 hours and 15 minutes to reach Faridabad. At what time it will reach Faridabad? So see here, a bus leaves Delhi for Faridabad by 10 a.m. and this 2 hours and 15 minutes it takes. So this 2 hours and 15 minutes we can say that is the time duration, or we can say that it's a lapsed time. So hours and minute and statement 10 a.m. So that is the time when bus leaves Delhi, plus it take 2 hours and 15 minutes. So just do the addition. This is the time duration, this is the lapsed time, or we can say that is the duration it takes. So just do the addition of minute and hours. So 0 minute plus 15 minutes, that is the 15, and 10 plus 2 12. So by 12:15 bus reached Faridabad. Here you have to given the time, at what time. So this 12:15 is known as PM because this is the time after noon, after 12 o'clock. So whenever we have to write down the time after 12 noon, we have to use PM. So we can say that a bus will reach Faridabad at 12:15 PM. Let us see one another. How many days are there from 14 March to 19th October? In this word problem, we have to find out the number of days. And this number of days we have to find out from 14th March to 19th October. So one side you have to write down statement and another side you have to write down days. So the days left in a March, total number of days in a March is 31. From this 31 we have to subtract 13. Why we have to subtract 13? See here, again in the question they were asking you that how many days are there from 14th March. So from 14th March it means you have to include 14th March. So before 14th March how many days are there? There are 13 days are there. So just do the subtraction of 31 minus 13. That is the 18 days. Then days in April. How many days in April? 30. So just do the addition. Days in May. 31 days are there. Just do the addition. Days of June. 30 days. Days of July. 31 days. Days of August. Again 31 days. Then days of September. 30 days. And this we know that how we have to remember how many days in a which month. And see here, we have to write down days left in October. So again see the question. From 14th March to 19th October. So this 19th October we have to include. Whenever they were given, they were asking number of days and they were given from this to this. At that time, you don't want to include 14. You have to write down the numbers which before previous days you have to write down. So before 14, how many days are there? 13 days are there. So we just do the subtract that days from total number of days. And 2. After 2, whatever the given is that you have to include it. Do the addition of all these days. So the addition of these all days are 220 days. So we can say that there are 220 days from 14th March to 19th October. Let us see one another word problem. Shilpa arrived at her uncle's house on 18th May 2020 and returned to home on 29th June 2010. How many days did she spend there? So let us see one side statement, another side you have to write down days. Now she arrived at her uncle's house on 18th May. Means this 18th May she reached there. So we don't want to count this 18. So we just write down number of days from 18th May to 31st May. So 31 minus 17. How many days are there? 14 days are there. Then she returned at her home on 29th June. So 1st June to 29th June. So see here again. She reached at her house on 29th. So this 29th we don't want to count. Why? Because she already reached at her house. So before 29, how many days are there? 28 days are there. Do the addition of this 14 and 22. That is the 42 days are there. So Shilpa spent, we can say, 42 days in her uncle's house. You see here they were given on before both the dates. So whenever they were given on, before the dates, you don't want to include this date in the calculation. On 18th May, so you just consider 17 days. On 29th June, so you just consider that 28 days. In that, you don't want to include these both dates. Thank you. I hope you all understand these all things very easily and do more and more practice of this.